Greetings to all our valued clients. Welcome to GKFXPrime Analysis and Education YouTube channel. This is Alan Hong, market analyst of GKFXPrime. I'm gonna share my daily analysis for Monday, 1st of August in this video. And first of all, let's review the major market movement. The first instruments we are referring to the dollar index in 4-hourly chart. So the US dollar's language at more than 40-month lows against a basket of global currencies on Monday fell by 0.35% to 92.87 as market participants continue to bet against the greenback after a mixed pair of economic reports weighed on the sentiment. So timid economic activity continued to add to dollar woes as investors mill over economic data showing a dip in manufacturing activity, while pending home sales data topped expectations. The Chicago Business Barometer, a closely watched indicator by the Institute of Supply Management, slipped to 58.9 in July from a three-year high of 65.7 in June, and MI indicators show on Monday. So any reading over 50 indicates improving conditions, and in a separate report, the National Associations of Realtors said on Monday, pending home sales on signed contracts to buy previously owned homes rose 1.5% in June from the previous month. So the report comes amid growing investors' expectations the greenback would continue to lose ground against its rivals. In the wake of data last week showing speculators increased their short bets against the US dollars. So the value of net short bets against the dollar rose to $3.92 billion in the week ending July 25, according to calculations by Reuters and Commodity Future Trading Commission's data released on Friday. On the other hand, the euro traded at 1.1810 against US dollars, up 0.51% after Eurozone inflation data for July met expectations, and the single currency has gained more than 3% against the greenback during the month. Meanwhile, the pound rose to 1.3183 against the US dollar, up 0.36% as investors continue to monitor Brexit proceedings after UK Prime Minister Theresa May's official spokesman made clear that freedom of movement will end in March 2019. As for the Canadian dollar, it was rose to 1.2500 against the US dollar, up 0.54% after a slump in crude price weighed on the oil-sensitive loonie. Having a tad in commodities markets, the gold price fell below break-even on Monday, fell by $1.76 or 0.13% to $1,266.64 a troy ounce, despite a more than 14-month slump in the dollars on the back of growing uncertainty whether the Federal Reserve will keep to its plans to raise rates at least once more this year. So gold price traded in a narrow $5 range between $1,268.40 and $1,270.31, and struggling to capitalize on dollar weakness amid a drop in physical demand for yellow metals. So gold price in India last week recorded the biggest discount in 7 months as a rebound in prices hurt retail demand, while imports of the precious metals are expected to come under pressure amid a seasonal slowdown. So according to Thomson Reuters, GFMS stated, with imports in the first half already near the whole of 2016 volumes, it is less likely in their view that imports will cross 250 tons in the second half. And so meanwhile, political uncertainty from Washington continue to limit the downside in gold price as the Trump administration struggles to deliver on its economic agenda, which includes tax reform after the US Senate rejected a bill to repeal Obamacare. So market participants, however, will turn attention to monetary policy as central bank policy decisions from Australia and the United Kingdom are slated for this week, while US non-farm payroll data due Friday round off the trading week as well. As for the oil price, with the West Texas Intermediate crude oil price settled higher on Monday, so rose 46 cents as investors cheers news of a producers meeting late for next week and possible sanctions from the US against OPEC member Venezuela. So crude futures rose above $50 a barrel for the first in 2 months, after US officials said sanctions on Venezuela oil sectors could be announced as early as Monday in response to an election held on Sunday, which Washington has called a sham. So also supporting upbeat sentiment on oil price were reports from several news agencies suggesting that some members of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Country, the OPEC and non-OPEC nations will meet on August 7th until 9th in Abu Dhabi to discuss how to increase compliance with the deal to cut production by 1.8 million barrels per day to March 2018. So the reports come a week after ministers from major crude producing nations gathered in St. Petersburg, Russia, and vowed to increase compliance, while Saudi Arabia said it would limit crude oil exports at 6.6 million barrels per day. So OPEC's compliance rate with deal to curb production fell to 78% in June, and the EIA said in its report earlier this month. So now we are going to review the highlighted economic data that released on yesterday, as well as the data that's going to release today. So yesterday, China was released its manufacturing PMI, okay, the Purchasing Manager Index for manufacturing index for July. So it was at 51.4, slightly lower than the expectations of economists at 51.6. And as well as the Euro was released its consumer price index for July, okay, which refers as the inflations, and it was meet the expectations and remained the same with previous with 1.3% growth. As for the United States, there was released the pending home sales for June at 1.5% growth, which is much more better than the expectations of economists at 0.7% growth. So as for today, during the Asia's trading hours today, China was released the Caixin Manufacturing PMI, right? So the Purchasing Manager Index in manufacturing sectors in China for July, it was at 51.1, slightly better than the expectations of 50.4. Okay, so the figure that's above 50 is still considered improving. Right, so during the afternoon hours, Australia was released the interest rate decisions. Okay, so it was remained the same at 1.5%, as well as the RBA rate statements. Okay, so this statement is very important for the indications of the monetary policy of the Reserve Bank of Australia for the outlook of the markets. Okay, so during the European trading hours later, Germany will going to release the manufacturing PMI as well as the unemployment change for July, and United Kingdom as well, that will release the manufacturing PMI, okay, during the European trading hours. So as for North American trading hours, United States will going to release the ISM manufacturing PMI, right? So most of the biggest economy will going to release the manufacturing PMI today. So today is expected to be a high volatility in the market. So now we're going to take a look for technical analysis, and the first instruments we're referring to the GBP USD in daily charts. So the pair GBP USD remain traded in an uptrend. Okay, so closing above 1.32300 is a signals for further upside, and the target we can refer to 1.33000. Okay, 1.33000 as the target. As the next resistance level targets. Okay, referring to the MACD, both movement lines remain expanding and pointing upward, and the momentum is going above the level of 0. So these are the signals for the pair to move further higher as well. As for the Euro USD, it is still traded in an uptrend, and based on the MACD indicators, both movement line is remain pointing upward and expanding, and the momentum growing above the level of 0. And referring to the both moving average line in the candlestick chart, the both moving average line was remain pointing upward and expanding as well. So these are the signals to supporting that the pair is currently remain traded in an uptrend. Okay, in an uptrend. So closing above 1.18500 suggested to move further higher, and the target we might refer to 1.20000. Okay, so which is the important psychological resistance levels for the pair. Shifting attention to Aussie, so the pair was remain traded in an uptrend as well, okay, but it seems like losing momentum and likely to retrace soon. So closing below 0.79400 is a signal for it to retrace more. Otherwise, it is expected to be ranging between 0.80600 and 0.79500. Okay, so probably will be ranging between the range. Okay, if fail to fall out of the support level of 0.79400. Meanwhile, the Kiwi is traded in an uptrend as well, but still the same, similar with the Aussie. So it was losing momentum and expected to be ranging between 0.75600 and 0.74800. While Japanese yen, the pair USD JPY traded in a downtrend and closing below 109.900 is a signal for it to move further lower, and the target, the next target, we can refer to 109.400. Okay, so it seems like the downtrend is still have the momentum to continue. Okay, after the price closed below 109.900. On the other hand, for the commodities markets, gold price is remain traded in an uptrend. So referring to those indicators, the both moving average line is remain pointing upward now, and the it's just that the MACD indicators, the both movement line is moving flat now. Okay, so the momentum is very weak. Right, either the upward or downward momentum is very weak, okay, just near the level of 0. So means that in short term it is expected to be traded flat. Okay, however, by a closure above 1271.00 is a signal for further upside, and closing above 1271.00, then we can aim for the next target at 1276.00. As for the oil price, with the West Texas Intermediate crude price traded in an uptrend and closing above 50.30, suggests to move further higher, and the next target we can refer to 51.50. Okay, so since the price was closed above $50 a barrel, which is the psychological resistance levels. Okay, so it is expected to move further higher, and referring to the MACD, the both movement line now is moving flat and the momentum is very weak. So in short term, it might probably to be traded in a very small tight range. Okay, in a very tight range. So I will recommend to wait the price to close above 50.30. Then we can speculate for the further upside, and the target we aim for 51.50. That's all for my analysis to date. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the GKFXPrime logo on the screens in order to follow our updated analysis and education video. Thank you for watching.
GKFX, your global trading partner.